Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077. There are some nice little news data and graphs that I want to look at because I like data, so let's begin. With the recent autumn sale on Steam, Cyberpunk is currently sitting at #1 spot of top sellers, with Red Dead Redemption 2, Dark Souls and Farming Simulator also being on the list. Now, according to SteamDB and Steam directly as well, Cyberpunk currently has a collective score of 75.35%, positive reviews, that is 334,382 positive reviews, and 109,410 negative reviews. But keep in mind, when this video goes up, especially now because the game is on sale, you might have this situation change on Steam. With, for example, you have right now 10,365 very positive recent reviews and 395,658 mostly positive reviews overall. Now, when it comes to Metacritic Reviews, where you can see PC, Xbox and PlayStation 4, this is what it says as of recording this video. On PC it has a Metascore of 86 and user score of 7.1 based on 30,413 ratings. On consoles though, situation is a little bit different, with Metascore of 57 and user score of 3.7 based on 10,260 ratings, and on Xbox One it has a Metascore of 61 and user score of 4.9 based on 4,100 ratings. From this we can obviously see that the PC version is the most stable one and the most polished one, and it obviously reflects on the reviews and score as well. When it comes to Stadia though, the user score is 7.5 based on 290 ratings, and people have been saying, so far that Stadia was a viable platform to play on because, well, you stream the game from higher end PCs, so it will run better anyway, and because the PC one is the most polished version, obviously it's going to run the best. I mean, if you have a good connection. There is also a possibility of going through GeForce Now that streams games you already own, and I played Cyberpunk on my phone actually with no problems with streaming through GeForce Now. It was actually a cool experience, although, on a phone it's not really that enjoyable, but it's cool. Now keep in mind, you can also notice that Cyberpunk has 334,000 positive reviews, which I believe, again, I could be wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments, is #2 in the most number of reviews on Steam, with The Witcher 3 being #1 with 552,000 positive reviews. And I'm saying this for only single player games without any form of online or multiplayer, but again, I could be wrong, because if you include basically any other game which is single player and has online elements, like for example, let's say GTA 5 has like, over 1 million positive reviews. So that data could be a little bit flimsy, but if you just count it as single player only, without having any ability of online, then this score is going to be in favor of The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. When it comes to players and sales on release on Steam, there was a peak of 1,054,388 players, with now being around 11,244 players. Also in 2020, they sold 13.7 million copies with accounted refunds, and most of that, or well, 56% on that, was PC and Stadia, with 28% on PlayStation 4 and 17% on Xbox One. When it comes to ownership on Steam, data can be a little bit all over the place, but this is what it says right now, updated for today, because we don't have the latest report from CDPR yet, so we don't know how many copies they're selling as of this moment. But here are the thresholds, like for example, it's going from 8.88 million to like 24.41 million based on number of reviews multiplied by 20 and 55, so it kind of gives you a range, but at the same time this data is not, really correct. Cyberpunk Steam Game Hub is steadily increasing though, going from 416,000 in August of 2019 when the game was added to Steam, to having over 1.1 million today. That's basically like Steam community members. Situation with the patches is like this though. So far we had 3 major updates, patch 1.1, 1.2 and 1.3, or well, 4 if you include a smaller patch 1.23. and 7 hotfixes, or 8 if you consider patch 1.23 which was a smaller one, to be a hotfix. There are also 2 test versions of the game added on the 6th of September and 14th of September, nothing after that so far, which might tell us that there could be an update for the end of the year, maybe something smaller, but we shall see. What can also happen is that everything is moved to 2022 and we won't get it, but nothing has been officially disclosed by CDPR besides them moving next-gen versions of Cyberpunk and The Witcher 3 into the first and second quarter of 2022. So yeah, as I said in my review, this is what you can actually see right now, and also when you see from the standpoint of data, this is what it says. The game is slowly improving in bugs and stability section. The only new content in a sense is that vehicle DLC, jacket and alternative look for Johnny that you can actually download right now if you haven't already, for free obviously, but besides that we are not getting much yet on the content side. Now obviously you can expect bigger changes once expansions start rolling out, because usually those are the bigger pieces of content, but it will be interesting what other things they add for free, because expansion would mean locked out content. But basic things like ability to change haircut and character, as well as other, life improvements that, might be coming, are definitely needed for the future and also needed as free. So yeah. But at the same time, CDPR did hire modders to basically help out with some steps in the game, probably with maybe some content, maybe working on modding tools, helping out with that, but it's definitely a step in the right direction when it comes to hiring them, because at least they're not suing them. It seems there is still quite an interest in the game, and following the changes in content and updates will be fun, but on the console side it will be important to tackle the stability and frame rate issues. Hopefully they are not left behind, and I don't want to see most of those improvements go into next gen version, but that's the problem when you want to push limits at the end of console cycle. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One will struggle with the engine, and if that engine is streaming too much, then issues will happen because PlayStation 4 and Xbox One cannot take it in. But also that has been slowly improving, based on the recent gameplay footage, but the problem is, like, what do you have to sacrifice for that, and how much can be improved at the end of the day. So this is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, tell me down below what you think about it, and check us out on Twitter and Discord. Also huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.